Logical Dad.
Damn, Gustav, you're strong. Once upon a time, in a quiet forest by a winding river, lived 3 beavers, Matt, Paddy, and Gustaf. Matt was the best builder in the colony. With his nimble paws and sharp eyes, he could stack branches and pack mud so well that not a single drop of water leaked through his dams. Paddy was the fastest at finding and cutting wood. He knew the perfect trees to chew, the strongest sticks to collect, and the quickest way to drag them back to the river. And then there was Gustaf. Gustaf was bigger than any beaver anyone had ever seen. His paws were huge, his body heavy, and his tail wide like a canoe. But his size didn't help him much. His paws were too clumsy for careful building. He was too slow to search for the best wood. He wasn't fast, he wasn't nimble. And so the other beavers often sighed, "Oh, Gustaf, you're too big for beaver work." As the days passed, Gustaf tried to help. He tried to build, but his heavy paws knocked over Matt's perfect walls. He tried to gather wood, but by the time he got to the best trees, Paddy had already taken them. He tried to pack mud into the dam, but he used too much, making a lumpy mess. Eventually, the other beavers stopped asking him to help. "Just watch the river, Gustaf," Matt said kindly. "That way you won't get in the way." Gustaf didn't argue. He sat by the river, watching the others work. He wanted to be useful. He wanted to be needed. But no matter how hard he tried, he didn't build like Matt or gather like Paddy. And so Gustaf became the beaver who only watched. One evening, as the sun dipped below the trees, a low, distant howl carried through the forest. The beavers froze. Wolves. Beavers weren't made for fighting. They hid, they built, they escaped. But there was nowhere to run. Matt and Paddy sprang into action. "We need to build a dam, a big one," Matt shouted. "Yes, if we block the river and raise the water, the wolves won't be able to reach our lodge," Paddy agreed. The whole colony worked through the night. They piled logs, they packed mud, they chewed branches. Gustaf watched, wanting to help, but when he tried, his heavy paws knocked sticks loose. His clumsy tail splashed water onto the fresh mud. "Just let us handle it, Gustaf," Matt sighed. And so, once again, Gustaf sat and watched. By morning, the dam was finished. The river rose high, blocking the wolves from reaching the beaver's lodge. "We did it," Paddy cheered. But Gustaf frowned. Something wasn't right. He had spent more time watching the river than anyone. He knew its strength, and he knew what happened when too much water pushed against a weak wall. The dam was too new, too much pressure, and it would collapse. And then, as if the river itself had heard his thoughts, crack, splash, boom. The dam burst. A wave rushed through the forest, washing away trees, branches, and most importantly, the only thing keeping the wolves out. Paddy heard noises nearby, wolves running in the woods, unsettling leaves and breaking twigs as they sprinted around the bushes. Matt and Paddy panicked. "What do we do? What do we do?" The beaver colony huddled together, whispering in fear. But Gustaf stood tall. His heart pounded, his whiskers twitched. He wasn't fast like Paddy, he wasn't clever like Matt, but he was big. And today, big was exactly what they needed. As the wolves crept closer, Gustaf waddled to the water's edge. He lifted his massive tail and smack! The sound boomed across the river like thunder. The water splashed high into the air. The wolves stopped. Gustaf took a step forward and let out a deep, growly huff. He arched his back, making himself look even bigger. The wolves hesitated. They had never seen a beaver so large before. Was he dangerous? Look at those teeth. Gustaf smacked his tail again. A warning. Come closer and you'll regret it. The wolves weren't sure anymore. This wasn't an easy meal. They turned and slipped back into the forest. The beavers cheered. "Gustaf, you saved us," cried Matt. "You're the reason we're safe," Paddy said. For the first time, Gustaf felt something new. He felt appreciated. From that day on, the beavers saw Gustaf differently. He wasn't fast, he wasn't nimble, but he was strong, and strength had its place, just like speed and skill. Matt still built the best dams, Paddy still found the strongest wood, and Gustaf? From that day, Gustaf not only protected the beavers but many other woodland creatures from danger. Dear Mum and Dad, value is subjective. A bottle of drinking water is far more precious in a desert than on a mountainside, and the same principle applies to us as humans. A skilled roofer is most valuable in a place with harsh weather, just as an inventive mind is most valuable where problems need solving. What sets humans apart from animals is their ability to recognize and act upon opportunities. Many of us go our whole lives without discovering our true value, but those who do often shape the world around them. While Gustaf saved the day and definitely shouldn't be messed with, it's worth noting that beavers are capable of reshaping entire landscapes to suit their needs. Their homes or lodges are not just shelter, but carefully designed defensive structures, proof that survival isn't always about biological evolution. Unlike animals that develop natural armor, large teeth, or venom, beavers survive through engineering, using intelligence and foresight rather than physical adaptation. This is why they are known as the engineers of the animal kingdom.